Well, hi, Mark. How's it going? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Ah. Eh. Gotta turn down the old fan. Because if I leave that thing on, it won't be a pleasant viewing experience. So, anywho, last video I did was my DVD slasher collection. Right after the DVD slasher collection, I have the Blu-ray slasher collection. They're actually like... The fuck? Ah. Did I say start? Did I say start? Ah. Silly movies. I don't know. Don't know when to start. I have The Haunting on. I'm about to watch The Haunting. I've never seen it before. So, kind of neato, but it just started on its own. Anywho, we're off to a great start here, aren't we? By fucking rambling. So this time around, we're gonna do my Blu-ray slasher collection. Whilst I enjoy a Samuel Adams Oktoberfest that's been in my fridge for over a month. This is a problem I have. Like, I buy a lot of alcohol, and then, like, I don't drink a lot of it. And then it just kind of sits in my fridge and doesn't go anywhere, because I don't drink it. I guess that's not that bad of a problem to have, though, right? Like, there could be a lot worse problems, like, you know, drinking all of the alcohol that I buy. Far too fast. Will that slide? Yeah. Yeah, that'll go. Anywho, let's cut right into this. Now that we're 2 minutes and 13 seconds in. Anywho, first movie up in the Blu-ray slasher collection is Alice, Sweet Alice. This is a movie that I was introduced to fairly recently. Introduced to, kind of a strange terminology, since I introduced me to Alice, Sweet Alice. Of course, this is one of those movies that I feel like a lot of people know about because of channels like Watch Mojo. You'll watch there and they'll be like top 10 creepy 1970s movies that you didn't know about, or something like that. And top 10 scary movies you've never seen. You know, something like that, and Alice, Sweet Alice is always on those lists. And it is a creepy movie. I've only seen it once. I have been wanting to rewatch it. Here's the original poster art. There's a slipcover. This is a nice little addition from Arrow Video here. But anyway, of course, it's not a body count oriented slasher film, so it's not like the slasheriest of the slasher movies. This is a very early example of a slasher film, 1976, I think. Was it 76? Yeah, 1976, so very early. But a slasher film nonetheless. Black Christmas. It is coming to be the time of year when I get to watch Black Christmas again, which I'm really excited about. To me, I think Black Christmas is just uber creepy. I really do. I find this movie insatiably creepy. You know, just Billy's voice on the phone and all the weird shit he says. Just awesome movie. And of course, the atmosphere. Christmas time is a perfect time to make a horror film around, because while Christmas is, you know, it's the happiest time of the year, whatever, it's nice and jolly, but at the same time, all of the colored lights and all of the soft melodic music make for a really creepy horror setting. And the original 1974 Black Christmas does a really good job of exploiting, holy shit. I'm a dumbass. Exploiting that setting I am not going to be able to get over the fact that I just said exploitating. Like, for the rest of the night, I might just drink myself to sleep because of that. That is horrid. Anyway, Black Christmas, great movie. And actually, this holiday's coming up. Blood Rage. Thanksgiving, right around the corner. Not that I just watch Blood Rage and like Thanksgiving movies. Not that there's many Thanksgiving movies around Thanksgiving time. I do that for Christmas movies, by the way, which is why you heard me say it's getting to be that time of year again where I get to watch Black Christmas, because I don't watch Black Christmas or any Christmas movie any other time of the year other than Christmas time, including Die Hard, by the way. But yeah, Blood Rage. I mean, if nothing else, it gives me a movie to watch on Thanksgiving. But this is a really fun slasher movie. I've watched it a couple of times since I originally saw it, and it's not cranberry sauce. You know, because not only does it say it on the back there, but they tell you like 953 times in this film, it is not cranberry sauce. They want to make that very clear to you. Guys, look me in my eyes when I'm speaking to you, okay? I need to get something across to you, all right? It's really important. And I cannot stress the absolute importance, the urgency of this message. It's not cranberry sauce. So yeah, Blood Rage. Really fun movie. If you haven't seen Blood Rage, what are you doing with your life? Especially if you like 80s slasher movies. If you don't like 80s slasher movies, steer clear of Blood Rage, alright? But if you don't like 80s slasher movies, the fuck are you doing on this video? You masochistic weirdo. The Burning. The Burning, this is a good movie. I don't know that I've seen... No, I guess I did. I actually did rewatch this movie. Because I saw it for the first time originally on Tubi TV. Like, way back in the Dun Diddly day. I want to say I was in high school. When which realistically wasn't that long ago. But, yeah, I want to say I was in high school when I originally saw this film. I saw it on Tubi TV. And I recently purchased the Blu-ray, actually. I want to say... I have a revert... Yeah. What the fuck? I guess I just never bothered to reverse the cover art to the Scream Factory artwork. But I do kind of like that artwork. Maybe that's why I didn't do it, because I do actually like that artwork. But anyway, The Burning, great slasher movie from the early 80s. Good Tom Savini stuff, right? Tom Savini, yep. Yes, sirree. One of the more famous summer camp slashers that isn't Friday the 13th. Like, as far as famous ones goes, there's like The Burning, Friday the 13th, and Sleepaway Camp, and then it's like, done. But anyway. Cherry Falls. This is a really fun movie. Again, just recently saw this. I've only seen it once. Brittany Murphy is like the height of sexiness in this movie. Wait. Yeah, she was well into her 20s in this movie. For a second there, I was like, wait. Is she of age? Yes. She's in her 20s. I hope. Anyway, but, yeah, Cherry Falls. Great movie, though, all around. Just really fun. Got that, like, late 90s, early 2000s sort of vibe to it. I think it, yeah, made in 2000. Super fun movie. Also, this movie has one of my favorite quotes of all time in it. And that is, Sharon, looking voluptuous. I love it. I absolutely love it. Looking voluptuous. Oh my god. Alright, Cult of Chucky. I liked this movie a lot more when it came out than I do now. I still like it. I do. But, my appreciation for Cult of Chucky has kind of waned a little bit over time. to the point where I'm just, I don't really rewatch this movie a ton anymore, but I do like it. I still like it very much. I still prefer it to a good amount of the Child's Play sequels. But Curtains. So, I don't know if I've explained this before, but Curtains, well, first of all, is a good movie. If you haven't seen Curtains, highly recommend it. Slasher movie from 1983. Great shit. It's even kind of creepy. The mask in this is really creepy. The first time I saw this film was actually on a really shitty transfer. Like, the transfer was absolutely horrible. And it was just one of those really cheap DVD transfers that, like, you know, you see these transfers in these multi-packs. I don't actually even have the multi-pack anymore. I was looking up at my movies to see if I had it, but I don't actually even have it anymore. But it was on one of those multi-packs that I first saw Curtains. And I first saw it in that shitty transfer. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, man, that was a really quite a good movie. But I don't think I'll ever watch it again unless I have a halfway decent transfer. And lo and behold, I found out that Curtains was released by Synapse on Blu-ray. This was recently after I found out, like, after I started buying Blu-rays, like, started purchasing Synapse Blu-rays specifically, I think. Because I think my first one was, it was either Demons or Suspiria. I know I've always had a really big heart-on for Synapse's Suspiria Blu-ray, and I think that was my first one. I don't know, but it was Demons or Suspiria, and so I had already bought those two. I saw the Synapse had put it out. I was like, alright, I gotta check it out. Great transfer. Sorry, that took a really long fucking time. Deadly Manor, I've seen this film once. I don't really remember it. I remember it being fairly generic, but at the same time, it's a fun enough movie. You know, you can have fun watching this movie. That's about all I can fucking say about it. It's definitely not going to reinvent the slasher wheel. Speaking of not reinventing the slasher wheel, Don't Go in the Woods. I'm actually confused about this movie. Is this movie called Don't Go in the Woods or Don't Go in the Woods Alone? Because I've seen the title two different ways. I've seen it this way, and then I think it's on Tubi TV that it actually appears as Don't Go in the Woods on the title part, and then the poster says Don't Go in the Woods Alone. So I'm super confused about what this film is actually titled. But it's a decently fun little movie. I just remember the kill from this movie where there's like this guy in a wheelchair and he's wheeling himself up the mountain, and he finally gets to the top and he's like, ah. And then the killer fucking murders him. If I remember right, doesn't he decapitate him? That is such a mean kill. It's hilarious. But anyway, Don't Go in the Woods Alone. I like it. I do actually like that movie, despite it not being a phenomenal movie. Speaking of not being a phenomenal movie, I feel like that's going to be my transition for a lot of these. Edge of the Axe. This isn't great by any means. I don't actually remember this movie being very violent. But what are you going to do? Actually, was this a made-for-TV movie? I don't know why. I thought it was... I kind of thought it was, and I don't know why I thought that. Maybe I'm just a dumbass. Well, I'm definitely a dumbass, but... Edge of the Axe. Decent movie. You know, I can't with this. Friday the 13th. Okay. Now, which Friday the 13th movie do you think this is? Do you think this is the original or the remake? You would be wrong. It's not the fucking remake. This is the original Friday the 13th movie. That has a really sticky spot on the back, and I really hate it. Yeah, see, Friday the 13th Uncut. And this is original Betsy Palmer, Ari Lehman, or whatever that guy's name is, on the back there. But look, what the fuck is up with that slipcover? Honestly, I'm going to be totally honest. At the point in time that I purchased this, I actually already had a box set of the first 8 Friday the 13th movies. It was that old DVD box set that everyone had back in the day. It's the Paramount one. It's up there. I'm not going to grab it, but it's the Paramount one. I literally purchased this, well, not only to have Friday the 13th on Blu-ray, but because despite the fact that it makes no sense that Jason is on this cover, full hockey mask and all, I really dug the slipcover. Yeah. And I think that this was like, this slipcover was part of a larger kind of series of slipcovers that Walmart was doing at the time. Because I think there were other movies there, and like this is just the one that I liked the most. As far as like, you know, Friday the 13th is the movie that I like the most, so that's the slipcover that I'm gonna buy. But kind of comic bookish slipcovers. I thought it was really cool, but it doesn't make any sense for the movie it's attached to. Friday the 13th Killer Cut. I actually own this movie on DVD as well. I should just get rid of my DVD, honestly. I am not sipping on as much haterade as a lot of people seem to be sipping on for this movie. But also, to be fair, I am a pretty big defender of remakes. I am. In my opinion, remakes are fun. Most remakes tend to be okay-ish and like worth a watch. I would say pretty much there have been a couple of remakes that I outright hate. The Fog remake being probably the worst remake I've ever seen. Like, I straight up got rid of that movie, and that was during a time of my life. I did not get rid of movies, especially horror movies. But yeah, I really dislike the Fog remake, and then the Martyrs remake was pretty terrible. But anyway, Friday the 13th Killer Cut. I don't think that's a bad movie. Grave Robbers. This is a Spanish slasher movie. And, or Mexican, I don't know. Either way, man. Whatever. But Grave Robbers, Spanish slasher movie, and it's really good. I'd say this is the best Spanish slasher movie that I've seen. Maybe the best Spanish movie that I've seen. Or at least the most fun, like the one that I like the most. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure Terrified is a Spanish movie, and I watched that last night. Yeah, I watched it last night. Terrified is phenomenal. So I don't know. I'm torn between Grave Robbers and Terrified. But anyway, Grave Robbers, best Spanish slasher movie I've seen, which I have seen a couple of them at this point. But to me, this movie actually feels a bit like Friday the 13th Part 6, but not Friday the 13th Part 6, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not quite that jokey, if I remember correctly, but it definitely has that feel to it, to me, anyway. Halloween on 4K. Yeah. This is back when Scream Factory hadn't released their fancy, nice little 4K editions. This is just the base Lionsgate Blu-ray 4K. Yeah, it's nothing special, but I wanted Halloween on 4K. At the point that I purchased this, Scream Factory hadn't even announced their stuff yet. So, also, I never bought the Scream Factory ones because they're just too spendy. They're too spendy. I own the Halloween movies I own the first movie literally in 4 different editions. I own that 4K, I own the Blu-ray collection up there, I own the extended cut, and I own it on VHS. So that's enough. For now, anyway. Whew, by the way, Friday the 13th shirt. It's an appropriate shirt to be wearing right now. Anywho, moving on. Halloween. This is, of course, just a Blu-ray, not a 4K. This is a 2018 Halloween, obviously. I really like this movie. I don't know, I guess I'm easy to please, but I think Halloween 2018 was fucking awesome. There is a momentary spot in this movie where I was like, I was just going, no, don't do that. Movie, if you do that, I'm gonna be mad at you. Movie, if you do that, I'm not gonna like. Movie. And then it didn't do that, and I was happy. So, yeah, there's a brief suggestion at something that was gonna happen with Dr. Sartain that I thought was fucking stupid. But movie didn't end up doing that. So, I ended up liking it quite a bit. Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. Again, I own this movie 2 times, not 4 times like the original Halloween. But this is, of course, the producer's cut, which I found at Best Buy, I think. I think I found this at Best Buy a while ago for like $6 or just something stupid cheap. And I found it. I was like, oh, the producer's cut. And for the longest time, I didn't know. The first time I watched this movie, when I was a child, this is actually, it was either this or Halloween. It was either this, Resurrection, or H2O that was my first Halloween. Which I know isn't great. But, it was because my buddy's father had them, like, in, like, this big DVD. It had, like, a bunch of DVDs stuffed in a giant sleeve, like a disc case, like a CD case. And we would take that disc case down there and, like, watch movies out of that case. And this, and then H2O and Resurrection were all in that case. And I remember one morning when my buddy was asleep, I watched, I think, all 3 Halloween movies that night. They scared the shit out of me, by the way. Yeah, no, I thought it was horrifying. But anyway, little did I know it was the producer's cut, because years later, I watched the original cut of Halloween 6, and I was like, this isn't how I remember this movie. And then I purchased this, and I watched it, and I go, oh, no shit. That's why that's not how I remembered that movie. Anyway, Happy Birthday to Me is the next one. Early 80s slasher goodness. This is a pretty good movie. Isn't there a kill in this movie that has something to do with like a weight set falling on someone? I don't fully remember because I haven't seen this film in a while, and I have only seen it once. But anyway, I bought this from I just bought this on Amazon. It was on Amazon or eBay. But Happy Birthday to Me. The classic artwork. Guy getting the skew. This artwork sucks. I'm really glad they didn't put that on the slipcover. I mean, this is a crappy slipcover anyway. Like, it's super thin and cruddy. But I'm really glad that's the artwork that's on the slipcover and not that shitty person standing in front of a birthday cake. Anyway, Hatchet. Adam Green's Hatchet. I think this movie is awesome. I think all these movies are awesome. So, Hatchet. We all know. We all know that movie. Very gory, very good. Hatchet 2. I like Hatchet 2 more than Hatchet 1, actually. I think Hatchet 2 is awesome. Hatchet 3. Another great movie in the Hatchet franchise. Not quite as good as Hatchet 2, I don't think, but very good. Victor Crowley, which I have in here. All of this is alphabetized in case you haven't noticed, except for this one. And this one's in here after Hatchet 3 because I have it not under Victor Crowley but under Hatchet 4. So yeah, that's why it's in there. And that one's not as great. I do like Victor Crowley, but I'm not as over the moon about it. Hellfest. I think this is actually a really fun movie. I fail to see how this is such a bad film. Don't get me wrong, it's not great. It is not great by any stretch of the imagination. But for the theme park alone, for like the set of the theme park alone, like all the shit they set up, it just looks like a fun time. And I actually watched this recently. I came back from a local theme park that does something similar to this, and it was a lot of fun. My buddy and I came back and we watched this after we were done, and yeah, great shit. Fun. The Initiation. If I remember right, this is a bit of a longer movie, honestly. No, 97 minutes? Really? That's like average runtime. Oh shit. I thought this was like a 2-hour movie. So it does drag. I am not going to deny that in any way, shape, or form. The Initiation does drag, but it's an alright movie. It's got that early 80s slasher movie vibe going for it, and so it does. Obviously, because it was released in the early 80s. Right? Oh, when were you released? This one says 1996. No way this came out in 96. I'm sorry, I refuse to believe that. Absolutely freaking not. You know what? I was correct to not believe that. This movie came out in 1984. See, I thought it was somewhere around there. 96. You're blowing smoke up my ass. You know what? Fuck you, Arrow. I'm kidding. I love Arrow. Arrow puts out very quality Blu-rays. I like them a lot. Just Before Dawn. This is a great one. I have pretty fond memories of seeing it for the first time. It's not like I have nostalgia for the movie because I saw it for the first time fairly recently. But I don't know. I form like correlations with movies like in my head. Like this one, I remember specifically. I was sitting in my living room in the dark eating pizza that I got, I believe, from a local pizza place. I'm pretty sure I got it from Vicky Ray's. So, that's neat. I don't know. That's what I think of when I watch this movie or when I look at this movie. Like I connected to that night when I was I was like marathoning a bunch of horror movies and just eating pizza. It was great. Anyway, Just Before Dawn, it's great though without the pizza memories. It's a really, really good movie. Beautiful cinematography, and just the wilderness in this movie has a fantastic eeriness to it. Especially because I live in northern Idaho, and so, I mean, this looks a lot like northern Idaho, except there's a little more waterfalls where they are. We don't have any of those over in northern Idaho, but at least not many to my knowledge. But this was filmed, I believe it was filmed in Oregon. Well, I don't know why I'm looking at the back of the movie like it's gonna tell me. I think it's filmed in Oregon. I think I looked it up. Madman. You know what's weird? This is a Region B Blu-ray. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'm going to show you. Alright? That says B, in case you're curious. I don't know why, but this works on my Region A locked player. And that's the bitch of it, too. Because this worked, I was like, oh, sick. Like, that's... My player is region free, or at the very least it'll play region B's, which is all I really got to play in the first place, right? Like, I don't need region 3s and shit. I just kind of need some, you know, kind of some region B's. Yeah, I was wrong. I don't know why this plays on my player, but this region B plays on every region A player I have ever put it into. So I have no idea why that is the case. But then I have Incident in a Ghostland over there, which I bought the Arrow Blu-ray too, because I had just seen Incident in a Ghostland on Shudder, I think, and I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. I have a review on the channel. And I was like, well, I want the nicest edition of Incident in a Ghostland as humanly possible. And so I bought the Arrow edition, and I knew it was Region B, but I was like, so my player's Region B. Because I had played the Madman Blu-ray so many times on my Blu-ray player. And I get it home, I put it in, does not work. Yeah, that was really frustrating. I tried it in a number of different players just because I wanted to watch it so bad, and it would not let me watch it. So now I'm stuck with that Incident in a Ghostland Blu-ray and a serious need for a Region B player, which I will. I don't know. I'm gonna have to cave and buy like a region free Blu-ray player one of these days, because just specifically to watch Incident in Ghostland on. Not really. There's some other stuff, just, you know, generally, so I can, you know, if the UK gets a nice release, so do I. But anyway. The Mutilator. This is why is it not? That is blurry. Have all of them been like that? Am I just tripping? That's blurry as fuck. I'm sorry. The Mutilator. Great movie. Fantastic. Early 80s slasher movie. And by fantastic, I mean super cheesy. Pretty decent kills. Terrible acting. When I say fantastic, that is what that means, at least in this context. You know, I put all of these movies down there as though I'm just going to be able to reach all of them at all times. And, you know, as the stack gets further down, you know, believe it or not, they get harder to grab. I wonder fucking why. I wonder why. Alright. Pieces. This is another movie that I actually own 2 copies of. And so, this is a great movie. Of course. Cheesy. Hilarious. I only watch this movie with the English dub. I think it's hilariously bad. Bastard! Just funny shit. And then, of course, it's also spectacularly gory. It's very gory, very sleazy, and just everything you want out of an 80s slasher movie. Pieces. Awesome movie. So yeah, I bought this first, actually. Bought this edition first, which is actually a rather cool edition. It's got one of them nice, like, side slip boxes, and then it actually has the soundtrack, which I'll never listen to the soundtrack. I'm never just gonna listen to the soundtrack of Pieces. Same goes for the other Grindhouse Blu-ray that I have like that. What is the other one? Because I know I have more than one. Oh, never mind, that wasn't a Grindhouse. Yeah, I wasn't a Grindhouse. That was my Severin Zombie 3. But anyway, um, yeah. It comes with a soundtrack. I'm never going to listen to the soundtrack, but it's cool to have. And the Blu-ray itself with the original artwork, you know, it's got a bunch of special features. I don't usually watch special features, but I will sometimes. If I'm just like in a really, if I'm in a really that movie type of mood, you know, like if I'm just really feeling the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that night, maybe I'll watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, then I'll watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with a commentary on, and then I'll watch, you know, the special features of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't usually, but this is a nice release regardless. Then the other release I have is just such a plain Jane bullshit release. I think it's like the Diamond release, whatever it's called. It's a shitty DVD, but I found it at a thrift store, and I thought it was kind of a, I don't know, I think it's kind of a special thing when you find a movie like Pieces at a thrift store. And if I'm being honest, I feel kind of bad leaving movies like that at the thrift store, because I don't want it to collect dust on that shelf for years and years and years. Like no one buys that, and I don't know. I just felt obligated to buy it. Now it can collect dust on my shelf for years and years and years. Which doesn't sound better, but alright, now it has a bunch of horror friends. Okay, God, I sound like some kind of fucking hippie. Anyway, Rush Week. I've never seen this movie. This is like the one movie in my entire... No, I guess there's a couple of other ones. But I'm pretty sure... Yeah, like in my whole slasher movie horror, my whole slasher movie Blu-ray collection, pretty sure Rush Week is like the only one that I actually haven't seen. And I'm watching movies this weekend, so I don't know, maybe I'll watch Rush Week. Who knows, but Rush Week. Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray, right? Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome. I've been liking Vinegar Syndrome quite a bit as of recent. I wish they would do more Forgotten Gialli box sets. Those things were kind of my happy place box sets. I was having a lot of fun purchasing all of them and getting them in and then unwrapping them and staring at all the fucking Blu-rays inside and being a weirdo about the shit. But they stopped releasing them. Anyway, Screforum, also known as Scream 4. So I like Scream 4. Don't get me wrong. Scream 4 is actually, you know, it's a pretty decent movie. But just like I form positive connections with some films, like Just Before Dawn with the pizza thing, I can form negative connections with films too. And as we all can, of course. And Scream 4 is one of those movies for me. I went to a pawn shop to go movie hunting. And it's a fairly local pawn shop. It's that way quite a few miles. But I ended up grabbing this and then the Tim Burton Batman Blu-ray. And the price was like $11 or something retarded on this movie. And I was like, that's $11. I told the guy, like, hey, look, I'll pay like $7-ish. Like, I don't want to pay $11 for a Scream 4 Blu-ray. I could get better prices off of Amazon for that with free shipping. Like, I don't think you understand. Scream 4 is not that movie to be charging people $11 for. And basically the guy's like, I can't do 7, I can do you 9. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, $9. Like, the only reason I'm buying it here, though, is for the convenience. Like, if I didn't care about having the film in my possession right now, in this moment, I just buy it off Amazon. Alright, whatever. And I picked up the Tim Burton Batman Blu-ray, because he goes, will that be all? picked up the Batman Blu-ray, and I go, oh yeah, and this one. He looks at me and he goes, now you're not going to whine about a $3 Blu-ray, are you? And I go, no, actually, I'm not going to whine about it. I would like to fucking purchase it. And so yeah, I just remember that day as the day that some guy who owned a pawn shop was a fucking prick to me, and I bought movies anyway because I am a dumbass who likes buying movies. I've been to that pawn shop like once or twice since. Seriously, guys, be nice to your fucking customers, because if you're a prick like that guy was, you might not catch your customers coming back all too often. And the only reason that like I came back and I looked around, I didn't even really intend on buying anything. I found a Blair Witch Project Blu-ray, and then I tried to pay with my card, and the guy was like, or no, it wasn't a Blu-ray, it was a DVD. Which a lot of you are questioning why I'd want the Blair Witch Project 2 anyway, but I haven't seen it, so I wanted to buy it. And so the guy's like, oh, we don't accept card for anything lower than $10 or whatever. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And so I was like, alright, never mind, I guess. And I go to walk out the door, and he goes, no, just take it. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just go ahead and take the DVD, and just pay me back next time I'm in here. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, that's not gonna be for a very long time. So I took the DVD, and then I drove to the Dollar Tree, and I got his like $2.50 in cash. Unnecessarily long story about Scream 4. Actually, about my experience around Scream 4. Anyway. See No Evil with Kane. This isn't a great movie. Really not. The Sleeper. This is a great throwback sort of slasher movie. I don't remember the kills all that well in this movie. All that I really remember about The Sleeper, and what I really appreciated about The Sleeper, is this movie feels like it came straight out of like 1980 or 1981. It is so that. And yeah, I really like The Sleeper. I think it's awesome. And of course, my favorite slasher movie of all time, Terrifier. Just awesome villain, awesome kills. What more do you want? And when I say awesome villain and awesome kills, I mean possibly the creepiest slasher villain that's ever been on the screen, and some of the best kills I have ever seen in a movie. So yeah, I'm a fan. I am a fan of Terrifier. So anyway, that is going to do it. That is my entire Blu-ray collection. Holy shit. It doesn't help that, like, when I sit like a C. Right? Like, I have shit posture. So, like, every time I'm sitting, I'm like fucking hunched over and shit, whereas I should be all. But I don't sit like this. You know who sits like this? Psychopaths sit like this. That's who. Psychopaths sit like this. The normal freaking person sits like this with their friggin' arms in their lap, and then they get a knot in their left shoulder blade, and then they have to pick up their dog because he's being a grody ass and licking his paws or some shit. Tell the people how's it going. That's so. So, how you feeling? Right. Mm-hmm. Is that just in one spot, or is that all over? Alright. Bet. Take 2 Advil and call me on Monday. Anywho, that's gonna wrap it up. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Probably another segment of my collection.